Hello there. I hope you're doing great today. It's very early today. It's Wednesday, and I thought since Raphael rules Wednesday, but he's also similar to Hermes in that he's the messenger. He's the angel that you can work with anybody pretty much on. I thought we would do a Gabriel talisman since we haven't had the opportunity to really work with that figure, and it's rather complex. So do your best if you're working on an angel that is not on the day of that angel's day to work with one that's complementary on a complementary day, and if possible in their hour, in the angel's hour. But if you're working on Wednesday, you can usually work with pretty much any angel you want. Okay, so we're going to do our normal, starting with a square sheet of paper, which I could have probably prepared, but like I said, it's early and I have not done that. And just get ready. You'll watch me make all kinds of wonderful mistakes and you'll see how it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're just going to lop off this extra bit here. So I'm just using an 8.5-inch square to start with this, just so I have a surface. We might be able to, we'll be able to condense that later. Okay, so as you can see, we're working with Gabriel. She's Yesod, and usually we think of Gabriel and the moon as white, and that's right. We work a lot of white with when we work with Gabriel, but her in this particular scale of color that we're using, the sphere is this violet color. So I thought we would use a violet card and white pencil for this particular figure because I like that, especially in the waning moon. I like to use the violet with Gabriel, but that's not necessary. You can do all white, in which case you could also use a violet colored if you did white, you could use a violet colored pen or ink or pencil, or you could just use black. All right, so we're going to be using a harmonic because remember, Gabriel is number 9. So that's a 9-pointed star we're making today. So half of 9 is 4.5. So let's find the center of the square first. It should be right here. I'm going to use my black pencil to make the initial sketch for a lot of this stuff. Okay, so 4.5 is our harmonic. That's the circle that we're going to be using, the inner circle. So when we do those little double circles, like when we're putting God names around there, it's the inner circle that needs to be the right measurement. The outer circle can be pretty much whatever you need it to be. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean in a moment. So 4.5, so that means that we're going to put half of that. So we're going to line up our dot with 2.25, and then we're going to make our little tick at the 4.5 measure. That's our harmonic of 9. Okay, because of if you remember correctly, in order to get a harmonic, you either do it in half or you double it, and you can keep going half, 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 and double, double, double. But we don't want a 9-inch circle because it's just way too big for our talisman. So we're going to do the first lower harmonic, which is a 4.5-inch circle. And we line it up with those 2 dots. I should probably move my hand out of the way so you can see. We're just going to make a nice light circle. Oops. I do have coffee nearby somewhere. I think I might need some soon because it is early. Early morning magic. Woohoo! Very, very faint, and that's a good way to do it. I don't know if you can even see that. It's good to do it nice and faint because we're going to possibly erase that, and plus if you make mistakes it's easier to erase, and just keep some nice art gum on hand. Sometimes these erasers aren't so good at the end of the pencil, so I like to use this art gum because then it doesn't smudge so much. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make another harmonic, an inner circle that is a harmonic. Ha, 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 ha. So instead of 2.25, we're going to have 1 1/8. There it is. And then we're going to put this circle at 2 1/4. And that way we have, yeah, another harmonic. So we're going to have 2 harmonics. Now, the way we did it with the the Samael talisman is we left an opening in the top while we were drawing the circle. Oops, and we are still trying to draw the circle. I really screwed that up because I was chit-chatting. See what I mean? If you make a mistake, if you don't go too hard, it's really no big deal. It's really easy to erase. Just make sure you get a lot of this gunk off of your surface. Otherwise, you're gonna get bumps when you're drawing. So let's do that again. I will focus a little better. All right. Darn it. Okay. There we go. There's my harmonic. All right. I have a little bunch of nonsense in here. Let's see, where is that? Oh, it'll be fine. I'm gonna erase all that anyway. Let's erase this thing in the middle here. Okay. Okay, so another way you can do that is wait until you've done your figure. Okay, so now I'm gonna have another circle. I'm gonna have 3 circles. Now, these 2 are harmonics. This other circle will not be a harmonic. This is just, I'm just gonna give myself, let's do just a 1/2 inch more on this one. That'll give us some room so that we can write some divine names inside. Okay, as we've been doing. And again, all of this real complex stuff is fun and it deepens your practice, but it's not inherently more powerful than simply the basic talisman that I've shown you. It's not inherently more powerful. It's just a little bit more fun for a lot of us, and it deepens your practice. Okay, but if you just need a good talisman and you don't have time for all this stuff, don't worry. You go and do that basic talisman and you're going to be just fine, I promise. All right, so I'm going to call this the top. And let's see. Now, what we want 360 divided by 9. So that gives us 40 degrees. All right, so here's our 90 degrees. So I'm going to put that out first. The top of this, we're going to make a little tick here. I use regular pencil rather than the colored pencil when I'm doing this because it's easier to erase when I'm done. So then you line up your middle and your top, and we do 40 degrees. And this is a biggie. This is a big circle. I mean, a big star. It's the most complex star. Well, the 10-pointed star obviously is more complex, but this is the most complex one that we've done, I should say. So just every 48. See how I keep turning, and I find that last tick that I made. Make sure that it's in the center here, and then I line that up with the 0, and I make another 40. And then another 40, around and around she goes. Now, technically, the angels don't have a gender. So when I say she for Gabriel, that's just how I perceive Gabriel. A lot of people perceive Gabriel, the angel, as a masculine force, with his, trumpet and all that stuff. But to me, it's, oh, see, we did it. All right, so with a 5-pointed star, we skip 1. With a 7-pointed star, we skip 2. Oh, wait, let's bring these in first. Sorry. Now, how did I do that? I think I messed up a little bit. But you know what? All will be well. I'm not worried about this so much. So we want this right outside of that that middle circle here. So I'm going to bring all these in. This may be a little lopsided, but I promise Gabriel will be cool with us. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing because I'm right-handed, so everything, I tried to put the camera on this side so you could see, but I don't know that that made it better or worse, to tell you the truth. I need a full-time camera person just to follow me around and to show all the right angles and stuff. But you see what I'm doing? I'm just bringing those ticks in. If you've seen those other talisman videos with the simpler figures, it might make a little bit more sense. So you might want to rewatch some of those if you haven't watched them already, just so you can get the basic techniques down when you're doing star talismans or any of the geometric figures, not just stars, but squares, all that stuff. Okay, so let's get rid of these outer ones so we are less confused because we brought them in. And then we are ready to go. Okay, so like I was saying before, with the 5-pointed star, we skip 1 and then we draw. With the 7-pointed star, we skip 2 and then we draw. With this one, we're going to skip 3 and then we draw. All right. So line it up, skip 1, 2, 3, and draw. Now, just like before, I'm going to draw only in, oh, let's use the white, only into this center circle, and then skip the middle, keeping a little donut. So we've got 3 little circles here that we're dealing with, so this can be confusing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and draw. Okay, inner circle only. And we'll fill a lot of that in later. Okay, here, skip 1, 2, 3, and draw. Here we go, skip 1, 2, 3, and draw. Oops, 1, 2, 3, and draw. I didn't do it right. 1, 2, 3, and draw. Okay, this is why I don't like working with these pencils, because they don't erase as easily. But they do erase. You just have to be diligent. Because when you make a big mistake like that, where you have the angle wrong, you definitely want to get rid of that. And all will be well. Skip 1, 2, 3, and draw. This is our angle, not into the center like that. Here we go. In and draw. There we go. Here we go. Skip 1, 2, 3, and draw. Now we're starting to make some star points, which is when things start to get fun. We're going to have a little bit more erasing to do. When we're working with this kind of a figure, it's real easy to make mistakes. Skip 1, 2, 3, and draw again. And a lot of this we are probably going to speed up because this is probably the most boring video you'll ever see. Skip 1, 2, 3, and draw. Again, I'm just getting it on the paper. I'm going to clean up some of these lines in a minute. Skip 1, 2, 3, and draw. Skip 1, 2, 3, and draw. I think we did it. Okay. We'll clean some of this stuff up. Okay, so here's the top of my star. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just open up all of this on the top and in the circle. I'm gonna open all of this up just with my eraser. Okay, and then I don't want to close that star. These rays I can close. In fact, I'm gonna make this circle a little darker, but keep that opening. Ooh, that's really messy. That's okay. Remember, these are things that you're gonna be ripping up too. So if this is a permanent thing that you're gonna frame or put on as a piece of jewelry, yeah, you definitely want to make sure that there's zero mistakes. So we're keeping an opening there. Let's keep a little more of an opening here. Okay, and then we're gonna yikes, what did I do? Get rid of these ticks. Oh my. Sometimes these erasers work better on the colored pencil than the art gum, just because they are kind of smudgy. All right. Just gotta, it's just trial and error with whatever your materials that you're using. Play around with all of it. All right. Okay, let's clean up the star a little bit. Where's here's the top. Okay, so we're gonna draw in this circle a little bit more darkly, leaving the top open. So we have to decide what we're banishing. Gabriel works with the home, with mothers and children, with psychic development, with the tides of fortune. Lots of great stuff. So what I thought we might do is eliminate, let's eliminate clutter in the home. I think that's a good one. So those of you who've got a lot of drawers and closets that need your attention, people that, if you're doing a lot of hoarding, let's get rid of that clutter. It is not something that is good for you, and Gabriel does not like clutter. Gabriel likes organized homes, and your home brings so much more blessing. You bring so much blessing into your home if you can eliminate that clutter. So let's eliminate clutter. Okay, I think we're not quite done with the center here. Let's go back to the black pencil. We're gonna find our 4 directions. We're gonna stay with the cross quarterly directions that we've been working with already. Okay, so here's north, south, east, and west is what I've marked. And those are temporary marks because I want to do the cross quarterlies. So we're going to do a 40 degree and a 50 degree based off of each of these cardinal directions. So north, south, east, and west is where we line up. Except for that is like totally off center. It's going to be 40 and 50. And again, am I off? I am off. That's okay. 40 and 50. A lot of this stuff we eyeball. Did I do this one? I didn't do this one. Okay. 40 and 50. Okay, so then what I do is once I've marked all that, I just bring it in thusly so that I have just a little bit of a line separator here. This is a very old technique on talismans, is to give yourself a little a little break so that when you put your names in here, they're like they're just broken up so that there's some tidiness, and that way your names are actually in the north, south, east, and west, and these are just breaking those up so that it's just easier to see and easier for those energies to feel organized in your mind. All right, so let's see if you can see what we're up to here. Okay, so here we've got a 9-pointed star with the top open and these little things on the cross quarterly point. So this, if this was east, this is southeast, this is southwest, this is northwest, and this is northeast. Okay, and I'm keeping this open because we're going to go ahead and trap our purpose in here, our objective. So let's get rid of these black ticks. Oops. And you know, I have definitely rushed through this so that this video isn't so long. So this is a bit of a messy talisman, but it will do the job. I promise it will be just as powerful as one that I've spent more time on. But see how, like, how the star points kind of come across and stuff. All you have to do is darken the circle up a little bit, all the way around. You can take time to do that, so that it all is well. You blend, basically you're blending it all away. Okay, and you can take time to do that, and all is well. Okay, so let's not add the names until after we trap the energy. So we have to decide what we want. So we want peace. Oh, so let's put everybody's name in here, all viewers. The only time I don't put your name in here is if I happen to be doing the talisman in a time that's not super auspicious. Then I don't want to drag you into it when it's purely just for demonstration, like if we're on an eclipse or something like that and I have to get a video done, then I won't add your name. But for the most part, I try to do everything with perfect timing. So all viewers, we're going to put in peace. We're going to put in order. And we're going to put in harmony. How about that? So your homes have peace, order, and harmony. Okay? See what we did? Peace, order, and harmony. Okay. So then we're going to close this circle, trap, trap, trap. Close this circle, trap, trap, trap. And close this circle, trappy, trappy. Just make sure that it's not open. Don't worry if it's just perfect or not. And then we finish the star ray at the top. Okay? So there's that. So now we're just going to figure out, this is Shaddai El Chai. Shaddai El Chai. So I'm going to actually write that on each one of these. Shaddai El Chai. Shaddai. This is English transliteration. We're not using the Hebrew yet. You don't ever have to use the Hebrew if you don't want to. They don't mind, I promise. And just write it. You know, Shaddai El Chai. And you can download all of these God names from the Facebook group, so you'll know how to do it. Boy, it is early. My writing's worse than normal today. but that's okay. Sometimes I have really pretty writing, but not today. It really depends. Okay, so there's that. So let's take off a whole inch from here. So that it's not so big. Oops, what did I just do? That's all right. I meant to do this, but like I said, I'm a little sleepy. This is the way you do it. Not whatever that other way was. I'm just taking these corners like this. We're just lopping off an inch, so it's not so big. Okay, and then just, you know, connect the dots on this as well. You see why, if you did a 9-inch talisman, I mean, you could do a 9-inch circle, but by the time you were done, it would be like closer to 10 inches, and that'd be a huge, huge talisman, because then you'd need that on an 11-inch square just to make it fit. So that's why harmonics are such a wonderful tool to use. Now, Gabriel also deals with the coming and going of the tides, and she is responsible for the flow of your fortune and your prosperity as well. So I'm going to show you something about that in a minute. All right, so we're just going to put her symbol on each of these corners. Boy, it's a pretty talisman, even though it's so messy. Even though I rushed through it and it got so messy, it's still very, very pretty, right? All right, so let's just clear our space. Invite the light in this space. And we visualize this white light permeating everything. We recognize that this is the light of perfect love, perfect truth, perfect presence. There is nothing to thwart it. There is no opposite to it. We ask that our space be cleansed. And you can use the like I said in the last video, you can use the circle, magic circle of a witch's primer to do this work, and I recommend that you do that. And I am going to put a circle for an angel circle too, as soon as I have time, and I'll upload that onto the Facebook group as well. Okay, so let's do 2 spritzes of Van and 1 spritz of jasmine. Okay. I just happened to find this little white thing, and I thought white would be nice for Gabriel, but you can use whatever. And Gabriel, we are very grateful for your presence, and we know that we have a lot of clutter in our lives, and that we oftentimes don't see how important it is for us to have order. And so we ask that you enter into our lives to bring order into all of our homes. In that way, we bring order into our minds and into all of our lives. We understand that order is the first law of heaven, and we ask that you help us to bring this order into our lives. And for this, we are very, very grateful. Thank you very much. Together, we all say, blessed be. All right, so we're going to move into a psalm that helps us with this as well. We'd love to have you over there in the psalm video if you're so inclined. If not, maybe you'd like to just spend some more time with Gabriel. And if you'd like to make these talismans for yourself, just watch the talisman videos. What I'm doing with these particular geometric patterns is I'm adding one element at a time, so that we're taking it from the simplest to the most complex. All right, so you can watch all of those in order and get a nice education, but also it's by the doing of the talismans that you learn the most. Okay, so you can always go simpler. You don't have to be as complex as we're doing today. I love you very much, and I will see you soon. Blessed be.